Welcome to Fuel for Life with me, Cindi Stickle, creating your healthy lifestyle with ease. This podcast explores nutrition and how it affects your mental and physical well-being, and it is including tips on how you can create the lifestyle you and your family deserve. Are you ready to learn how you and your family can be healthier, happier, and living your best life? Then you are in the right place. Hey everyone, it's Cindi, and I'm glad you're back to my Fuel for Life podcast. Today, I'm going to talk about how to read food labels. I know that this can be very intimidating and overwhelming if you don't know what you're looking for, because you pick up a package, you look at the nutrition label, and it's just like, what am I looking at? Because there's so much information there. One thing I'm offering in this episode is a bonus content where you can download a handout that I created to walk you through how to read the food nutrition labels. So the link will be in the description of this episode. So when you're done listening to it, you can just go right to the description on whatever device you're listening with, and you'll see the link, and it'll take you there to where then you can sign up for it, and you can get that for free. Okay, so food nutrition labels this year were supposed to get a little more easier to read in a way. They went from the per serving size. So when you look at a nutrition label and you see, it has 2 grams of sugar, but you have to look at the serving size, and sometimes it says that you have 4 servings, so that's really 8 grams of sugar for that whole container. So this year they were going to be changing that over to where it showed the entire package nutrition label. So it's going to be per serving and then for the entire package. Because face it, who buys a bag of chips and only eats 1 serving size? Most people, including myself, have easily eaten an entire bag of chips. So that serving size, it's for the whole thing. So they're going to change it this year. I think I've seen it on a few things, but that's going to be eventually going to be on all packaging. But there are some things that you want to really pay attention to when you're looking at food labels, and you don't even have to really read a lot of it. Then one thing that's very important is the number of ingredients that are listed on that nutrition label. So when you're buying processed food, you need to look at the ingredients. Okay, if it has more than 5 ingredients, and I would say non-organic ingredients, because non-organic are usually not as healthy for you and safe for you to eat, then it's not considered really real food. Okay, if it has more than 5 ingredients but they are organic, that's usually a better choice, because there's been some thought and care put into that product, and they're using organic ingredients, so it's going to be better for you. So if you think about it, kids love mac and cheese, especially out of a box. And that label, I'll have a picture of this in the handout that you get after this. I can't even count how many ingredients are listed on it. And the thing is it's not even like real stuff. It's not real cheese. It's a cheese sauce mix that is made with a whole bunch of stuff in it, like modified food starch, and other things. So it's, most of us already know that mac and cheese is not healthy. So you're looking for more than 5 ingredients, and you're looking at the types of ingredients. Okay. There's a brand new pasta that's out that's made with cauliflower. The ingredients: lentil flour, pea flour, and cauliflower. flour. So there's just 3 ingredients, and they're all from vegetables and the lentils, okay? So if you're trying to substitute in some healthier things, then look at the nutrition label and see what is more of a real food versus as what I call a fake food, okay? So another thing that I have my clients look at besides the number of ingredients is, can you pronounce the name of that ingredient? Because if you cannot pronounce it, then you should not be eating it. And you shouldn't let your family eat it either. Okay, so because in processed food, most of the ingredients are in there to preserve the food for shelf life. They're chemicals. And they're toxic. Okay, and a lot of times you've never even heard of these names before. So if you cannot pronounce it, then you shouldn't be buying it. Okay. For instance, everybody loves the Coffee Mate peppermint mocha creamer at Christmas time. There are a lot of ingredients on there that you can't even pronounce because they're so long and just hard. You'd have to be a scientist to know how to say them. And then if you look at a Nut Pod's peppermint mocha creamer, because the Nut Pod is made from almond milk. It's non-dairy, so those of us that can't eat dairy like me, I use that for my creamer at Christmas time. And there's purified water, coconut cream, almonds, okay? It's things you can pronounce, okay? So if there are several ingredients that are not easy to pronounce, along with the toxic chemicals that you know are there to help preserve it, such as soy and sugar. Soy is really not good for us, despite what a lot of people say. It's an endocrine disruptor. It messes with your hormones. It's GMO for one. My next episode is going to be about GMOs and the toxins that are made into that food. But yeah, and then carcinogen or carrageenan or something. I mean, if you can't pronounce it, okay, please don't buy it. So another thing that you want to look for is like the first ingredient listed. Okay, so if it's sugar, then you know it's full. The majority of that product is full of sugar. Okay, even if it's the second or third ingredient listed, it's still high up on the percentage of sugar in that product. Okay, so you just want to look and see where things are listed in order. Okay, so some things that you want to avoid, like I was saying before, soy, sugar, and corn are our top 3 genetically modified crops in the United States. And like I said, next week I'll get into what those are, but their DNA has been changed, and it's not the soy, sugar, and corn of before 30 years ago. They are toxic. Okay, so soy and sugar and corn are all inflammatory foods. And what that means is it causes your body to stay inflamed, and it doesn't allow it to heal naturally when things start to get sick in your body and ill. So it keeps your body from healing. And if you think about it, soy, sugar, and corn, high fructose corn syrup, are all pretty much the staple of processed food. Look at any label and you're going to see soy lecithin. You're going to see corn syrup. You're going to see sugar. And sugar comes in, oh my gosh, over 100 different names to deceive people. Okay, so you need to really watch out for that. Nowadays, with people having smartphones, you can be in the store and see an ingredient and you could Google it right there and it'll tell you what it is. Okay. Another one that you want to avoid is too much salt. We do need salt in our body. I didn't get a lot of salt growing up, and I know that that was a factor in my thyroid problem because our bodies need iodine, okay? However, people are eating so many processed foods that the salt in there to preserve them is way too much, and it's causing people to have high blood pressure, so their doctor's telling them to avoid salt. You need to avoid the processed food sodium. You really need table salt, but not a lot. When I cook from scratch, I'm putting barely any in for the entire recipe, okay? But processed food has so much in it so that the food doesn't go bad that it's affecting your health, okay? So besides high blood pressure, it causes heart disease, okay? So you want to make sure that you avoid too much of the processed salt, processed food sodium, soy, sugar, and corn, okay? And then just looking at the food labels, like I said, what order they're in. I'm looking at a bottle of Ensure, which so many people think is healthy, and hospitals feed this to people, and it is so unhealthy. It's not even funny. The second ingredient is corn maltodextrin. That's sugar. The third ingredient is sugar, okay? And then there's canola oil, corn oil, soy protein. Right there in the top 6 or 7 ingredients, you have so many things that are inflammatory and just full of chemicals. And that is causing people to get sicker instead of healthier. And the amount of sugar in one container is 20 grams. 20 grams is how much sugar a woman should consume in an entire day. It's a little higher for men. But imagine if you're in the hospital and you get 3 of these a day. You are just eating 60 grams of sugar in one day. And this is just from these shakes, not counting the other food and things that you eat. So looking at your sugar, you need to read the labels so you can see how much sugar you're actually ingesting, along with all the other things that you should not be ingesting. Okay. So I've also added some unhealthy products to this handout. Cheerios is on there. I know a lot of people feed their kids Cheerios. It's really, really, really not healthy. Like, they have the labels all over it. Oh, gluten-free, lower your cholesterol. Yeah, that's called marketing to get you to buy it without reading the label. Okay, so it's super, super important to read the label. And on the handout that I'm going to be posting the link for in the description, I have a page that is just other names for sugar. And I think there's about 50 of them on there, and there's really like 100 that they call sugar now. But that one has about 50, okay? So hopefully when you get this handout and you look at it and you can really see what, how to read the food labels, I hope it makes it easier for you. Please feel free to reach out to me if you need any help or if you have questions on how to read food labels. But yeah, I'm going to put the link to this handout in the description of this episode. So don't forget to go back and you can see the description of the episode and it'll have the link in there. So all you have to do is download it. And then you're just going to put your first name and your email address in to get this. And I'm not going to be spamming you with emails, I promise. Okay. But this is definitely something that I created. I put it together. And it is so helpful if you're confused about how to read food labels. Okay. So that's it for today. I want you guys to stay healthy and stay safe. And I will see you next time. Bye.